And just like that, I have no more summons. I am once again creating another series with my very original concept. No summoning. Well, technically, one summon only now. And I will be doing this in the new anime tower defense game, Anime Defenders. And I gotta say, this game is actually good, and unlike in other games. You can actually buy units from people with gems, which means gems aren't totally useless in this challenge. I will be using my statistics to track if I summon. Enough yapping from me. Video starts now. So of course, the first thing I do is redeem codes, because gems actually matter. Currently, my aim is to reach level 10, so that I can access the trading hub. And to get to level 10, I will have to do story mode, which I will begin now. I have now finished all of Windmill Village, and will now just start to spam the same stage. I am now level 10, and have accumulated 3,947 gems from my missions and story. I shall now see if I can buy anything. So clearly I'm too broke to actually buy any mythics. And so I decided to look for meta-legendary units. And as you can see, buying units don't actually count as summoning. Now I have Pink Rockstar and Admiral of Ice. However, I cannot use them as I'm too low level. So I'm going to create an AFK farm for XP and gems. And after 89 clears, I am now level 30, meaning that I can now equip any unit I want. However, I am still as broke as ever, and I must continue to grind gems. I now have 7,000 gems and will now go back to trading. I am still too broke, so more grinding. Decided to buy 2 more units, cause I can. I now have 22,000 gems. This should be enough for 1 mythic. Now I'm going to begin evolving him. I now have all the stars needed to evolve. Thunder Shinobi. However, I still need 26,000 gold to make the evolution items, so I'm going to buy the cheapest units possible. Now I will return to grinding so I can get another mythic. I have 25,000 gems now and will now look for a mythic. Getting that mythic actually took me an hour. I just couldn't be bothered editing the whole 1-hour video.
Q&A real
How do you
quick.
do the auto?
What is your tax rate to get?
What is the law?
What is there at 1
You're black.
Well, I guess I gotta answer your questions. I will first go through how I make my AFK farm, as so much of you asked for it. Like many other games I AFK, I use Tiny Task to do it. So usually when I start an AFK, I usually wait at least 10 seconds. This is so loading times don't impact my macro. After 10 seconds, I TP to story, and I would immediately walk forward. If this failed to get me into a lobby, I would TP back to story again, and continue to walk forward until I got into a lobby. Then I would go into Windmill Village and do infinite. Forgot to mention, but this AFK requires good starting units. This is because I spam my units rather than upgrade them. And as you can see, I'm trying to place my units everywhere. This is due to the random spawn locations. So by placing my units everywhere, it allows me to place all my units. I'm also using my bindings to place down these units, as my macro only lasts 2 minutes, meaning that all the steps prior will also occur in the infinite, which could potentially lead you to making a Robux transaction. Once I've placed all my units down, I would click the area where the Return to Lobby button would be. And that's it. With 2 of the worst mythics, I can consistently reach Wave 30. I would set the Tiny Task setting to continuous playback. And from this macro, I make 8,000 gems every 10 hours, which can probably explain how I got so much gems last video. Now for the second most asked question. How did I claim codes before level 8? That's simply because the video was before the alt farm nerf, which made it harder for new accounts to get gems by adding a level requirement to codes and various other things. And since I did it before the nerf, there was no level requirement. Last question/statement that I will be talking about. The Kizaru incident. Yes, I do indeed get help from others. Why? Simply because it makes life easier. It allows me to actually complete the daily and weekly tasks, which give a ton of gems. If this was a beating the game video, then of course I would do a solo run. However, there is too little content, which is why I changed the challenge into a progression run, and hence allowed help from other people. I think that is enough venting from me. So currently it is update 1, and they just released a limited banner, along with a raid game mode, and they're both things I can't do. The limited banner requires summoning, which I can't do, and I have no goal to do the raids, so the only thing I can do is the same thing I did in the first part, AFK Infinites, and buy more mythics. Right now I have 32,000 gems, which should easily get me another mythic. Yeah, so I missed out on a cheap Sakuna and ended up just gambling all my trait crystals. Well, not all of them. Decided to begin farming stars for the next mythic I buy. I have enough stars to evolve Ant King. However, I think it'd be smarter to save them for a better mythic. Right now I have 35,000 gems, so I shall now buy another mythic. bargaining, but man just left the game. I tried bargaining once again, and this time it worked. Stats are pretty good, and so is the cosmetic. All right, so I decided to do some more AFKing, and I now have 45,000 gems, and also 150 trait crystals. I guess Sonic is better than nothing. I shall now go buy some mythics with my 45,000 gems. It seems like units from the limited banner can now be traded. I'm now going to evolve my warrior princess with my saved up stars. But first I need to sell some units to get some gold. I'm already starting to hate the fact there's now a waiting time. So, it's been 29 hours since the second part of the series, and currently it's update 2. They added another limited banner, a Tower of Eternity, and other stuff. So, from the 29 hours of AFKing, I now have 91 trait crystals, and I shall be re-rolling Warrior Queen. Not bad, I guess. Seems like I gotta do story mode. I have now decided to go look for another mythic. I currently have 45,000 gems. Stats are actually trash. Now I'm going to use up my trait crystals. And as usual, I'm still getting scammed. I'm going to now aim to evolve my elf wizardess, which means selling more legendaries. And since I'm restricted to only 5 booth purchases per 8 hours, I'm going to have to wait to get more gold. So in the meantime, I'm going to farm for stars. It's been 8 hours, and I can once again buy 5 more units. Back to star farming. I now have all the stars required to evolve Elf Wizardess. All I need now is 3,000 more gold. Stats are decent. Since there's literally nothing else to do, I've decided to do Tower of Eternity, which rewards a lot of gems. I'm going to now look for Cursed Fighter, as the floors are actually getting hard. Back to tower. I will now re-roll my elf wizardess. I'm never gonna get something good. Here's also the stat re-rolls. And after reaching floor 100, I now have 43,000 gems. Clearly, this is enough for a good mythic. Stats are okay. Cosmetic actually looks drippy. It's been 47 hours, and it's currently update 3. The most pay-to-win update. So of course I won't be grinding this update, because clearly I don't have 5.7 years to spend. But I can still farm gems. I currently have 42,000 gems from my macro, so that should be enough for 2 more mythics. The only thing I have left to do is getting a secret. So I'm going to complete all of story for the gem bonuses. Now that I've finished story mode, all I can do now is complete quests and AFK Infinite. I'm mostly gonna do the infinite quests and mirror dungeon quest, as everything else is a waste of time. Hall of Mirrors next. I can't even solo easy mode. However, the minute still contributes to the quest. And now I will just macro. It's been 20 hours, and I gained 17,000 more gems. This is literally what I will be doing for the next few days. And also re-rolling my units whenever I can. And now back to the grind. Only took 112 more hours, but I have now reached 100,000 gems. Hopefully enough to buy at least one secret. Turns out the cheapest secret is 230,000 gems. So searching for one was a waste of time. It is now update 4, and everything I just did was pointless, as you can now get portals from Infinite, which then gives you a chance of getting a secret portal, and hence a secret. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And of course, I will be going for the easiest secret. It's guaranteed to get the secret if hosting, and of course I'm not gonna risk losing the portal. So I got some help. And that's it. My series is now over. I now have 10 mythics and 1 secret, and it only took me 464 hours. This was meant to be a short series. Anyways, don't be surprised when I do a solo version. I still have more content to milk.